Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we're going to be working on the Sweetheart Roadster again. So we've been doing a little bit of work in the background on this car because I have a lot of nitpicky metal work and things that need to be tightened up and straightened up on the car as we go forward with the car to get it closer to being ready for doing like body work and some of that type of stuff. So one of the things we worked on in the background was we worked on getting both of the doors to open and shut nicely. When I welded in the bar around the back and the B-pillars and stiffened all that up, as expected, things moved a little bit with the metal, and I believe it was the driver's side specifically, the door was not opening and shutting nice anymore because something shifted a little bit with the door opening from all the heat we put in from welding all that up. We had to go back and work on that a little bit. So now the doors open and shut very, very nicely on both sides, which is great, and we're ready to start tackling tuning up the doors even a little more. So I had left a raw edge on the top of the door here, basically the door skin where it folded over the inner door structure like stock. It kind of overlaps in there, and I never finished that edge out because I wasn't sure what we were going to be doing. Now that we have the dash welded in and everything's kind of coming together and I could see basically what needs to happen, I'm ready to start welding up the doors and blending them in. So what I'm going to do is take that skin, we're going to blow some primer in between again just to make sure everything is sealed up in there, and then we're going to start welding along the seam, and I'm probably going to might use some silicone bronze or something to blend it all in, and hopefully then we will have a skin that is welded to the inner structure, rolls all in all nicely, and we don't have the door skin flopping around, and some of the last clecos in the car will come off, which will be very, very exciting. So I'm going to get the welder out and get started. Son of a you dumbass. Oh, doors that open and shut, man. Freaking beautiful, ain't it? This is crazy. Okay, so can you push back there for? I can't really. That's okay, because I'm not tacking there. I'm tacking way up here.
Oh, okay. I got
so
it.
that's already tight down with the cleco, but it just it's that front portion.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
I think we're going to jump out to here and then I'll hammer that down.
Okay.
So if you'll just push like that.
Yep.
and then I'm going to tack right in front of the dolly. But since you have a curved surface there,
Yep.
if you use the hammer, you might put another dent in the panel. It's already got enough.
Enough of that.
Pushing really. There you go. Tray right there. We put the edge kind of. You want to be towards this side because that side's too strong. That's perfect. Ready? Yep. That's and what I'll do is I'll run a bead there, and because it's on the curve, when I do all this weld, you'll just blend the weld top into the curve, and it'll just, when it's done, it'll just all look like one piece. Nice. So you just gotta kind of, you know, I may have to go back, like back here, I may have to, where the roll was a little further back, I may have to, or even up here, I may need to use some of that silicone bronze just to get it all like, symmetrical, so to speak, but that's already making it much more. Yep. Yep. That fan must have been on my. It's not popping and turning on.
Yep.
Okay.
Flattened it out nicely, yeah.
Oh, you're only pushing. Now you only have to push down just a tiny bit to get it. You're not.
Yeah, flatten it up well.
Sweet. That is an awful. All right, so I got the door tops all welded up on both sides. I ended up actually going back on the passenger side and cutting a bunch of it apart and actually adding a new cap to the top of the door because I realized that when I originally did that door, the flange that I essentially had here and the width of the door was just a little on the fat side, so it looked a little odd when I got it all welded up. I actually stood back and didn't like it and cut it all apart. So it took a little bit more time on that side. I ended up having to, like I said, add a whole cap onto the top, basically from here and then down into here on the other side, and it added some extra finish work, and it'll need more finish work, of course, but at least the doors are a little closer to being symmetrical, whereas before they were way off. So now I got this all together. Again, like I say in a lot of these videos, I was going to go a little bit further and doing the dash and the door kind of union, but I want to step back and look at everything. I need to do a little bit more work. I just noticed on the passenger door to get this area to kind of be the same on both sides, and then what I could do is just kind of cut in where the dash and this meet. But I need to really think about what I'm going to be doing with the door cards and all that stuff. Am I going to leave door cards only going to here and then leave this area painted? We're going to bring the door cards all the way up. A lot of that will change how picky I end up being with some of that, because in the end of the day, I am very, very much an amateur, and the work that I'm doing that's going to be hidden under door cards is definitely not going to be done to the quality of some of the stuff on the outside. So if once I make that decision, I can kind of decide what we're doing with some of the areas in here. So I'm just happy that now we got all that extra metal that was hanging over the doors gone, and it makes the inside of the car even a little more finished, which is nice as we're doing this. I'm trying to knock out some of the stuff that's just been left over from projects or videos that we were doing before. This is one of them. Took like a day or two's work to cut and weld and fit and sand and stud gun and all that kind of stuff to get everything going in the right direction. But we have a huge step done as far as the doors go. So another small victory. So thank you guys for following along. Appreciate it. Catch you later.